Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and in today's video we're going to be breaking down one tip for every rank in Apex. Because Season 14 is going along, people are looking to hit new peak ranks, and some of you might be hitting roadblocks that you're not quite sure how to get over. So we're going to be going over each and every single rank, dropping some knowledge bombs on you so you can start to grind out a lot more effectively. But if you guys are really serious about taking your Apex game to the next level, then you need to check out the GameLeap website right now. Over there we have top level coaches who know what it takes to get to and play at the highest ranks in the game, and they're sharing that knowledge with you. They're making legend guides, gun guides, VOD reviews. So no matter what issues you struggle with in Apex, you will be able to find a solution. So if you're looking to hit Diamond, Masters, or even Predator, click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, or I'll steal your breaker box. But okay, with that out of the way, let's jump right into things. And before we get into the tips, I just want to say one thing quickly. You guys might be looking for your specific rank, but you should watch the entire video. Going through the ranks of Apex, you can still start to implement things at a lower elo, and then when you get to that higher elo, if you've already mastered that one thing, it'll help you on your grind a lot more. So do pay attention through the entire thing. But okay, let's start with our rookie rank, and this one is just play the game. A lot of the time when people first see that they've hit the rank to hop into ranked, they just do. They overestimate their skills a little bit, they're still not quite sure how the game works, and then they start to get smacked around by the people that have a little bit more knowledge than them, the smurfs that are there, and just a other plethora of things that are there. If you're in rookie, it's best to just go back to pubs, learn the game, play probably until about level 50 or 60, and then you could start to hop back into ranked. But now that's rookie out of the way, so let's move into bronze. Now, I've been watching a lot of lower elo Twitch streamers recently so that I can make better videos for you guys. And I've been watching a ton of bronze players, and the one thing that I see them all struggling with is their looting speed. The bronze players that I see take forever to loot. Like, I'm talking like it takes them years to figure out if they need an item or not. Now, in order to speed up your looting, you guys need to always be understanding what guns you have or which ones you're looking for. Because if you don't have a wingman or longbow or a 30-30, you should know that you do not need to pick up a skull piercer. Just ping it for your teammates and move on. If you're standing there for 30 minutes looking at that skull piercer knowing that you don't need it, you are wasting very valuable time. And right now with the ring changes that they just implemented at the start of the season, you do not have any time to waste when you first drop into the game. Getting more optimized loot paths and being faster in looting in general will save you guys a lot from getting gate kept out of Storm, and in turn will give you a lot more chances of getting better RP gains. But that's bronze covered, so let's jump into silver. And the big thing that I see silver people struggle with a lot is they don't have a main legend. I see a lot of silver players jumping around from character to character, playing who they might just want to play that game, or they try to match what the team comp needs. And while yes, there is an argument to be made that you should play the legend that you have the most fun with, so if you have more fun jumping around, that is technically viable. But if you're really looking to climb and get better at the game, you need to find a main. You need to have a legend that you know inside out and backwards, and no matter what issues you have, and no matter what situation you get into, you always know kind of how to play around it with your legend. If you're constantly bouncing around, you never have enough time to learn one legend specifically. You don't get to know the intricacies of them, you don't really know all the little tips and tricks and tidbits, and you're not as useful. Something you guys should always remember, in lower elo, a legend that you're more comfortable on will always be better than a legend that better fits your team comp. Once you have a legend that you know like the back of your hand, you will start to see that you'll win a lot more fights because you're able to squeeze the maximum amount out of your character. But now let's move into gold. And gold players, the thing that you guys need to work on is your communication. There's two major things that I see with gold players all the time, and that is that they either have way too much information going on, they're calling out every single little piece of detail that is in the game, and while on paper that does seem like it'd be a good idea because there's so much information being passed around, you know exactly what's going on in a fight, but that actually can start to clog up the audio in the game and cause your teammates to not be able to hear something that they need to hear. But on the flip side, I also see gold players not talk enough. I've seen multiple times where gold players will get into a fight and nobody says anything. In ranked, you need to be giving information to your team. You need to know what's going on. In gold, this is where callouts really start to matter in fights, and you need to work on that communication skills with your team. Now, this is easier if you're in a 3-stack because you guys can just go over specific callouts so you guys are not confused in fights. But as a solo queue, it's a little bit tougher because everybody has different callouts for different things, and it can be a little bit confusing, but it's still something that you do need to work on yourself, and it's just kind of part of being a solo queuer. But now let's move into Platinum. And for Platinum, the thing that people struggle with the most is they have no idea how to read how a zone is going to pull. This actually costs players a lot of games. Now in Platinum, players might be really good at fighting. You're able to kill some squads, but towards the mid game, you know that you shouldn't be fighting because that is high risk for third parties and you don't really want to throw away your game. So you want to move towards an end game spot, but if you have no idea how to read a circle, you don't know the proper spot to put your team in so that the ring will actually pull to you. Now this is one of the tougher skills in Apex to learn because Respawn has added some randomization into the ring so you can't read it 100% of the time. But the ring does still follow some logic that you guys need to learn. Now if you guys don't know how to read circles, we do have a video on the YouTube channel here showing you guys how to do it, or alternatively you can come check out one of my streams over on Twitch TV/8secondgaming. I'm always happy to answer any questions that people have in chat, and one of the most common ones that I get is how to read circles. So I do answer that question pretty often. But now let's take a trip into Diamond, and the thing that Diamond players really need to start understanding is risk to reward ratio. Diamond players typically enter a match with a game plan already set in their heads. They know exactly how they want the game to go out, and if it doesn't go that way, then they have a horrible time adapting to it because they don't understand the risk to reward. If they're more of an aggressive style team, they just want to fight, but sometimes you have a lot of KP already and it is not worth risking that. If you're diving headfirst into fight after fight after fight, you're risking a lot of points potentially, and sometimes it's not really worth it. So if you're a Diamond player, start to understand how to weigh the risk to reward and be able to adapt to that situation. If you're more of an aggressive team, understand when to back away from a fight, but if you're more of a zone style team, understand when you do not need to play center zone and you can go for more kills to get better points. This will help you break through that plateau of Diamond, because right now what keeps these Diamond players hard stuck is they do not understand how to change their game plan. But okay, you've made it into Masters. Now how do you break into Predator? Well, you need to start becoming a jack of all trades, master of all as well. In Apex, it is actually possible to reach Masters by being really good at one thing. Now typically that one thing is either reading zones and getting placement points or fighting, but those can only get you so far in these ranks. You're losing a lot more points than other ranks. You're risking a lot more points when you're in Masters, so you need to have a playstyle that gives you more points. So you really need to have to understand how to do both playstyles, and no matter what situation pops up, you have to understand how to deal with it. You cannot panic at all. The reason that these master players are hard stuck and they can't climb into Predator is because they haven't mastered every single aspect of the game yet. It changes for each and every one of them, so really dial in on what you need to work on, get it done, and then you'll start to climb. But now with all this being said, guys, I have a question for you guys, the community. What rank are you trying to hit this split? Are you going to try and hit a new peak rank, or are you good just coasting into the rank that you normally get and then you go back to pubs? Let me know in the comments down below. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did and you want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8secondgaming, and I will see you in the next one.